happiness. Can I say that in the limited time, I just want to respond to my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, who gave us a challenge at the beginning, quite rightly, I think, of her excellent speech, I must say. And she said that we have spent a lot of time telling everybody what we are against. And I accept that challenge. That is an important factor. Now we have to say what we are in favour of. So in accepting that challenge, I'm going to say what I am actually against tonight and then come on to what I'm in favour of, and I shall do that quickly, I hope. The first is I am tonight, when it comes to the other amendments, not going to be voting for. I shall oppose my right honourable friend, the member for Beaconsfield's amendment. He remains a friend and honourable friend and very admired of his, I thought, excellent Attorney General. But I disagree with him specifically on this particular area because I don't think, it's my view, we'll have disagreements about it, that the House needs another process mechanism to allow it to decide what it is that it actually is in favour or against. I think that all these kind of multiple motions end up with a place like this going 9 ways from Sunday, and we don't actually end up getting any kind of agreement. I think the amendment process is a way of deciding what we are in favour of, and he will push his tonight, and I think we'll get an idea of whether the House really does think that. I say in the same light, but for a different reason, the member for Castleford Pontefract on the delay. I just don't think, as my right honourable friend said, that of all the things that we need right now, we need to book a delay regardless of what it is that we're actually delaying for. And I am quite conscious of the way the Commission has responded in recent days about the idea of delay with an answer: we don't want you to delay because we do not want you to crash into all of our procedures that we have now allowed, such as you are not taking part in the European elections. We do not want that disrupted, and we don't want to know what it is you actually want to delay for. And I therefore, given there is no appendage, as it were, of what that might actually be about, then I can understand somebody saying, oh, we're near the end of an agreement, but we've run out of time a bit. That's a different reason, but not just simply for crying for delay. I think that ultimately comes down to the fact that I think many of her own side have said that this then becomes a reality that we are opposing the delivery of Brexit. And so I think that those who will vote for that tonight will have to face that challenge of why that delay is actually all about maybe stopping a Brexit. But that's something I will leave the Honourable Lady, Right Honourable Lady, to deal with herself. Again, I admire her enormously, as I would, but on this I disagree with her completely. And also my honourable friend, right honourable friend, member for Meriden, I just don't think that this one works. Again, the delay, even expressed as it is in terms of a motion, I think gets us back to where I was earlier on. And so she'll forgive me, but I simply won't be supporting her tonight. I shall go with the Prime Minister on this. Which brings me down to two things I want to make and then a comment about what I think I must support tonight. I voted against the agreement. I voted against the agreement because I felt it was too full of problems and issues that would not be settled and would give a lack of clarity. And so I expressed my view. I haven't voted against the government for well over 20 years. I didn't particularly enjoy doing it, but I did because I felt that we needed to rethink this and go back and make some changes. So I am pleased tonight that the Prime Minister has come back. And I want to say, and I challenge those who say, you know, the backstop as it is the only thing available. It's not altogether true. It depends what the question is that you're asking. When it comes to an open border, which is the key question that Ireland wanted, this can be settled by a much simpler backstop. I'm in favour of a backstop. I think it's fair for Ireland to want to have guarantees, and Northern Ireland, that there will be an open border. So I'm in favour of an open border and I'm in favour of that guarantee. I'm just not in favour of the complexity and the nature of the demands that left Northern Ireland separated in terms from this union that we are in favour of keeping Northern Ireland in. And I think that led to serious significant problems. So, but the protocol that we have, and I have been to see the negotiating team in Brussels over, I believe that is really the key to the way we go forward. And I do believe their response to us was positive, and I therefore think that taking that process back, I think would be good. Which brings me to what has emerged overnight, which I have been involved with myself, but not actually in the front line, which is this agreement between those of us with taking different views about Brexit in my party, my right honourable friends, particularly for North West Hampshire, and my right honourable friend, the member for Loughborough. I do really say to my honourable friends, And I say that absolutely genuinely. We may be divided about these issues, etc., but I do say that we really must now strive to try and find some kind of compromise. I say that as though that is somehow a discovery. It's not really. I do generally think we have the prospect of really moving towards this. So whatever our votes are tonight, I hope that we will, bit by bit, get behind the process that my right honourable friends I've just described have actually put forward with those of my right honourable friends who have taken a very different view about Brexit. I think this is wholly feasible for us to be, and I am in full support of this, given the nature of it, and I therefore recommend that all of us, despite what we end up voting tonight, recognise that we deliver leaving the European Union in line with the vote that took place in the referendum. This offers a real opportunity for not just this side of the House, but members opposite who believe that it's right to deliver Brexit to perhaps get behind, and I make that. And so I therefore come to what I'm in favour of, which obviously started with this whole issue about this internal agreement here. But I do think that we need what the Prime Minister described today, which is we need to express that view. And I thought the Prime Minister, when she stood up, was clear on a number of points that I particularly wanted to hear. I wanted to hear whether she was determined to ensure that, where necessary, we looked for legally binding change, and that change, therefore, would change the complexion of the agreement that she had. And she said that today. I also thought that she was very clear to the whole House that she is not going to assume that were a particular amendment passed, that this would mean that, therefore, we all agreed with whatever she came back with, and she has absolutely guaranteed that we will return with a vote on that, and I think that is clear. And I also say that I am pleased that she answered my right honourable friend, the member for Stone's, question about the extent of the legal powers and the adjudication of the Court of Justice in the bill to follow, and I thought that was strong of her, actually, to have done that. Many would have avoided that question. It's complex. Most of my right honourable friends' questions are quite complex, but this one she did deal with, and I thought she dealt with it well. And so, on that basis, as someone, frankly, Mr. Speaker, trying to get there before the timescale, I will simply say that, having voted against the agreement, I am now going to support my honourable friend amendment, the member for Altrincham, Amendment N. And the reason I shall support it tonight is not because I give a blank cheque, not because I think that, therefore, we have now solved the problem, but I give this support to him and, therefore, to what the Prime Minister has said is the government's position, because I do believe it is necessary for us now to send the Prime Minister back with a fair wind and a sense that this House has agreed that they want her to go and renegotiate and to take that change and that desire to deliver Brexit on time on the 29th with her over there to Brussels and achieve what I hope and believe, with strength and with determination, she will be able to achieve in those negotiations. I wish her well, and I therefore am voting tonight to support that amendment, because I think it will be, for me, the greatest expression of my goodwill for a Prime Minister that, notwithstanding sometimes our disagreements, I have the greatest respect for.